Welcome back, friends. Today we're in the garden and we've got a project for you guys, and that's fixing some raised beds. We already have them completed, but there's an issue. There's an issue with the ground, and it's just not even. It's
Nope.
not even here.
We live on a hill. Live on a pretty big slope, and we have to level each bed or get it as close as possible.
All right, so we're going to show you guys some solutions in case you guys have the same problem that we do, and we're going to show you how we fix them, okay? But first, we're going to show you some of our existing raised beds that we've had for a few years now, all right? And you'll see the condition of them. Let's go. All right, let's check out this first bed that we have. Now, over time, when you have some of these metal beds, especially, they're going to settle, okay? And maybe you can see this. You see this right here? We've got fabric inside of all of the beds so that it keeps the dirt in, because if you don't do this, sometimes you're going to have a gap and then your dirt's going to come out. So let's check some of these other ones here. Now, oh, okay, let's see. Is it level or not, these beds?
Not even close. Look at how far this is off. In this direction. Let's check the other direction. This is downhill, sloping downhill, so
Wow. Okay, that's really
that's like
off.
2 inches over 2 feet. So imagine 40 feet, 50 feet, like our high tunnel. So this is the problem with raised beds. If you don't have a perfectly flat ground, you're going to have gaps, you're going to have voids. So just try to minimize it as best you can, and we'll show you how to do that. Okay, so here I'm just going over and making an impression of the beds on the fabric so I can see where the high points are, and I'm going to tamp the ground there. So that's all I was doing here. Now I'll grab my tamper and I'll go over and make an attempt, since the ground is fairly moist and muddy underneath that fabric. I can displace the soil a little bit, and hopefully the bed will lower down on those high spots. Then I will bring the bed back in, check to see how much gap I still have, and try and keep leveling it. Try not to fall while I'm doing this. Okay, I can still see that I'm going to need quite a bit more work to get that gap closed up. So I'll move this bed back over and try something else. Okay, I'm back, and let's try this with something else. Just checking the gaps again, and move the bed over, and I'll grab my maul and a block of wood. And you can use a big hammer or a sledgehammer, but this is what I could find quickly, and it's just a maul. And what I'm doing here is just tamping down in the area that I was using my tamper, but does a better job at pinpointing the pressure, and it's not displacing as much mud and dirt. So it's acting kind of like a pressure point, and it pushes down that dirt a lot easier. So I'm just going down through where I did the tamper, and I'm just pushing down with the maul and using that block of wood too to help distribute the soil. And we'll check out the fit of this bed. Okay, that seemed to work a little bit better, and I noticed the gap was getting a lot closer now to being closed. So, but it's still going to take some time. So I just continue doing this until I close up that gap that's on the sides, and I'll do the other bed, and we should be wrapped up and get this raised bed as level as you can. Okay, now with the bed flat and the gaps minimized, I'm going to cut a piece of landscape fabric, and what I'm using is a small handheld butane torch, and that works, I feel, better than scissors, because it'll actually melt the edges of that fabric and prevent it from fraying. And I know you're wondering, what is this extra piece of landscape fabric for? Well, we're going to tuck it down in the bottom, and it's going to act like belts and suspenders. We're just going to tuck it into the corners and help prevent the soil from leaking out of the bed. It's just another step that you may or may not want to do, but it works well for us, so we do this on all our beds. Well, I know everyone's wondering, why is he planting rocks? I'm not planting them. I'm just using them to hold the edge of the fabric up tight against the bed so that when we fill it full of soil, the soil doesn't leak down behind it and out of the bed. You can use rocks like I am here, or you could use untreated 2x4s or tree branches if you have those. Whatever's available, that's what I tend to do.
One bed done and 4 more to go. Hey, come back with us next time and we'll show you how we're going to fill these beds and plant some asparagus. So, see you guys next time.